Coming up next, PM News with Samson Simpiri.
Ashole ngola ngurani ile Sidai TV ngola monda rigini na udola pale kuni chalari longa lifinaro tikita mwari wali pelidura le Jumatano na kuna ngorokiola monda Sidai TV kaji Samson Simpiri aka Newsman itayo orais Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta ngirana badana jo kese kuni ni gerite ngi kolto kutuki bogen lengo be Kenya ana la rawak bogen boda boda be yolo nirkele kula nyele tipata ane ngojo na bona bori gangarisho ebonokolo mon lo rais Uhuru Kenyatta idulu soide ngolonyare ana nito doloni mpisha ndeme Sidai katokol tiato kwa ko rasichore la rawakle boda boda bara oji ole Forest Road nambade murwa Ankara tiato Parklands ana na dumwajo etiento monabo na ishakano yogaji ta yogin kalani nito duari masiba ishenya dogo lorele nito gnieta nyamal katokol tewejine tukunyanga longor buket telo kerenket la Nairobi edole mo rais Uhuru Kenyatta jori na nempisha torono leng kaginyaka sia de yo rais Uhuru Kenyatta jo menarikino katokol ne bigi siasa bana yuna na muur kwa ga Sidai yunna ramadishore bogo tungani tango be Kenya irejeti tungana ko yune big siasa juga gira serikali ronyi la rawakle boda boda amuna bongir sharol tungana klia borila ramarara engo be Kenya kagere jume seba ore nati na be buya juru de sekuno ro lengi gere tenge juko la rawakle boda boda mweti tungana ko muko lenki minjalo grayo pare isia yere ware e boda boda
and moving across the country. And the reason I have just chosen just to pause, just to refer to this is because I know with this, and because we're in the silly season of politics, there are some out there who will go out and start saying the government is harassing small traders, small business people. There is nothing further from the truth. We want to see our young people succeed in their businesses. There is no government that has done more to support our young people in trying to foster their businesses. There is no government that has done what we have done to help these border borders in terms of reducing the price of these motorbikes. And we have seen the number and how they have flourished across the country. That was not done because we wanted to kill their business. We wanted to promote their business. We wanted to ensure that they are able to earn a decent daily wage, which is still our commitment. We applaud the many wonderful young men, and in some cases women, who ride these motorbikes and do great service to this country, delivering people who ordinarily would have had to walk long distances, that last mile, where a bus or a matatu will not go, and helping passengers with their luggage to get to their doorsteps. We know the great work that they are doing in terms of helping us achieve a truly digital economy through delivery of goods across our country using border borders, actually really boosting our digital economy. We have heard of many heroic stories of young men who have come to the rescue of women and people in distress voluntarily and returning even goods that people have left behind. This we cherish, we love, and we want to support, and we shall continue to support. But friends, that is not a license for you and your motorbike to harass pedestrians by driving on pedestrian walkways and chasing them back off onto the road. It's not a license that allows for a border to be used to do drive-by shootings or to break vehicles' windows and harass motorists along the road. And most definitely, it is not a license for you to strip and remove dignity from our women. No. No. We want to work together with you. We want to help your business prosper. But you must also Do your bit, kwa sababu wateja wenu ni hawa wakina mama. Watakuwa wateja wenu kwa njia gani ikiwa nyinyi wenyewe mnawatokosea heshima vile mmewakosea? We cannot be a society that allows that. Na mimi nauliza viongozi, tafuteni hawa wabaya katikati yenu muwaondoe. We are going to re-register you all again, and we must make sure. Kwa hivyo wale wanataka kupiga siasa wapige siasa. Sisi tunajua tunalinda maisha na mali na haswa wakina mama wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, na tutafanya hivyo. So as I have said, I have instructed the law enforcement officers to use the instruments within the law to punish these perpetrators. And there should never be a repeat of what we saw, for this is a blight on the entire Kenyan society. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are here today on the theme gender equality, today for a sustainable tomorrow. And this recognizes that climate change, as well as environmental degradation, pose an existential threat to the planet. However, while everyone is threatened, it is the world's poorest and those in vulnerable situations, especially women and girls, who bear the brunt of climate-related social economic effects. All the evidence underscores the vital link between gender, social equity, and climate change, and recognizes that without gender equality, a sustainable future will remain out of reach. In the last 5 years, Kenya has witnessed severe as well as prolonged droughts and the worst locust outbreak in 25 years, while rising water levels in the Rift Valley have also displaced thousands of people. Women have been disproportionately affected because of their central role in crop and livestock production. Women walk long distances to look for water, and they have left behind children and small livestock whom they are forced to look after while men move away in search of scarce pasture and water in pastoral communities. And they also bear the brunt of the national resource-based conflicts, as we have seen in parts of our country. But women are not just victims of climate change. I do believe, as we have heard today, that they are also part of the solution. As agents of change to mitigate climate change and to strengthen resilience and adaptability, we have a strong platform for women to be at the forefront of sustainability. Actions we have taken to strengthen women empowerment, improve their ownership of assets such as land, and to increase their control of financial resources have consolidated the role of women as change makers. We now need to harness that capacity by putting women and girls at the center of our climate change initiatives. This includes initiatives on climate financing, new technologies, as well as training. I applaud the many women in Kenya who are at the forefront in leading sustainability initiatives across the country. They include women groups, such as a group in Marsabit that is working with World Vision and the Kenya Forestry Service to promote regreening and reforestation initiatives. I also note a number of people who have also key executives, such as Rebecca Miano, a leader in the generation of renewable energy, as well as innovators such as Nora Magero, the founder and CEO of Drop Access, a youth-led social enterprise that develops practical and affordable energy solutions. Nora has developed the VaxiBox, a portable solar-powered refrigerator that is easily mounted on a bicycle or motorbike to safely transport and store medical as well as food supplies. So to them, we give our congratulations as we encourage more of our women and girls to participate in climate change activities. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I would like to also recognize our women trailblazers who championed gender equality and the empowerment of women in the early years of our independence and after our independence. Their bold, tireless, and unheralded work paved the way and set the pace for the great progress we witness today on gender equality. I want to thank, through you, Margaret Kobia, not Margaret Kenyatta this time, the Department for Gender for organizing visits to these women and encouraging younger women to draw instructive lessons from these pace setters. We as a country advance when we learn from the past and use the lessons as a springboard to build a better future.
Etaparana olalikoni lorikio male ODM Raila Odinga county ya Samburu temoi kwape yeno moterift valley nisiligele lotungana kajukela kininjange bele Kenya na negwete gelu ya meto rais lango pe Kenya tengelare olapa lesiet lelari. Bele ka Kenya bele ka Kenya bele bele ka Kenya bele bele ka Kenya bele tunamsifu Moi rais wetu tunamsifu sana tunamsifu Moi rais wetu tunamsifu sana rais Moi baba taifa Kenya ongoza Kenya yetu baba jawala
DJ, kuna wimbo huwa inaimbwa anayepen Kenya ni yule mwenye kunala wote daima. Tuwekee hiyo wimbo ama namna gani? Si ndio? Ndio tujue wale wenye wanapenda Kenya na wale ambao hawapendi Kenya. Na wale wenye wanapenda Kenya leo wako Samburu, si ndio? Wale wengine wa udaku hatujui wako wapi leo.
Gara na jamba ingo Yasha muneli shogi Damusi ya kalmura Ye ko ngai del mura Sanimo Bako joga marimo Hagela
Itaitu enkopo la Amerikani engira napatana jumirasime katukula nyoror governor ya pale Nairobi Mike Mbuvi Songo meshome enkopi ya Amerika idolimu tolosho li Amerika ajo kera shakini na baiki ajo ekera embero pale na shakini yogite Songo nimishoruno ninye ormari lenye edide ntomononi onkera peepuo inakop naji ene USA metasime katukula nyora meshomo.
Today, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is announcing the public designation of former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko Gideon Mbuvi Kioko due to his involvement in significant corruption. This designation renders Mike Sonko and his immediate family members ineligible for entry into the United States. Former Governor Sonko's corruption has been widely reported in local and international press. With this designation, the department reaffirms the need for accountability, transparency, and respect for the rule of law in Kenya's democratic institutions, government processes, and the actions of public officials. The United States will continue to use all tools available to combat corruption and promote respect for human rights globally. Section 7031C of Fiscal Year 2021 Department of State Foreign Operations and Related Program Appropriations Act provides that officials of foreign governments and their immediate family members about whom the Secretary of State has credible information of direct or indirect involvement in significant corruption or a gross violation of human rights are ineligible for entry into the United States. The law also requires the Secretary of State to publicly or privately designate such officials and their immediate family members.
I'm here to give a response on what has been alleged by the U.S. government. First, I'm shocked, I'm even surprised why this news is just being released or coming just a day after I've declared that I'm going to defend my governorship seat in Nairobi County government. I'm very surprised and I'm very shocked. And I think the US government has also not verified their facts, because these are very misleading facts. Neither myself nor my wife and my kids have been arraigned in court for any corruption related to issuance of tenders to them. My wife has never received a coin from the county relating to any tenders. My daughter, Saumu Mbuvi, Sandra, Salma, they have never received a coin from the county for supplying any tender in the county. My wife has never even won any tender in the county. My children have never won any tender in the county. They've never even applied for any tender in the county during my reign or time as the governor of Nairobi City County. And another thing I wish also to tell the entire world, because all this is like, na bibi yake na watoto wake wapo wale macovid billionaire wengine wanafanya kazi State House. Kwa nini wao hawajaendewa na serikali ya Amerika ama na serikali ya Kenya? Wale wezi mawaziri wameiba kiwanja cha Ruaraka, kwa nini wale hawajaendewa? Kwa nini mimi na watoto wangu? Watu wangapi wana face mashtaka ya ufisadi Kenya? Hii ni siasa ama ni vita dhidi ya ufisadi? Najiuliza hili swali, nauliza wa Kenya na dunia mzima. Kwa nini, ni sheria gani inasema Sonko peke yake? Why is law applied selectively in Kenya and the US? Why? There are so many other governors who have been ambao wameshtakiwa mahakamani. Kwa nini mimi na bibi yangu na watoto wangu? Kwa nini itokee siku moja nimesema nitawania wadhifa wangu wa ugavana? Kwa nini? So serikali ya Uamerikani naomba mchunguze kama ambassador wenu ambaye ni rafiki ya wezi hapa Nairobi. Rafiki ya wezi waliiba barakoa za Jack Ma. Wakenya wamekufa kwa janga la corona, watu wamefuta mabilioni wakagawanya, hakuna kitu wamefanywa. Hebu niulize wa Kenya, mumeona mfisadi yoyote ambaye ameitwa kwa jina la wizi la COVID billionaire ambaye ameshtakiwa mahakamani kufikia leo? Wanaenda tu sisi kuandika pa statement, wanarudi. Mafaili zinaangaliwa. Hii ni Sonko, ashtakiwe. Hii ni mwizi, aachiliwe. We are heading nowhere as a country. We are heading nowhere as a country. Approached by certain individuals, tycoons, cartels, with 100 million, not to bring them the building that was posing some threat to the embassy in Nairobi, to other international organizations in Nairobi, the United Nations. And I refused to take the bribe. I reported the matter to the EACC. Those particular individuals were arrested. The buildings were brought down. I led that operation myself when I was the governor. So I don't know where they're getting this unverified reports from. I don't know where the US government is getting this unverified report from. I think the government itself now must investigate this matter. The US government must investigate this matter. President of Court of Appeal, all judges ni mwaka mfuko. A judge calling you in his house anakwambia sikiza bana wewe. There was no public participation in your case. There was no quorum in your case. So either Court of Appeal sama ABCD. You see, where are we heading as a country? A judge who has been caught in camera mchana, cameras za NSIS na DCI mchana, saying his colleague has asked for a bribe of 5 million. Out of this 5 million, he's making a commission of 1 million. So we should ensure the 5 million goes to him. Where are we heading if a judge, a high court judge, backs these sentiments? I don't want to mention names because I've got gagging orders against me. Yeah. So there is no judiciary in Kenya. Okay, some judges are good. We had hope in the new CJ, Martha Koome, but she has to deal with her some of her judges. I beg your pardon?
Has any of the US government agencies departments tried to reach out?
Nobody. This is very wrong. Nobody even has called me for a comment or for any verification or clarification of the allegations. Governments does not work this way. They should have called me. There were similar allegations of drugs, remember, when I was an MP. I remember when I was the Senator of Nairobi, I've been visiting the US when those allegations were there. Even though I was the governor, I visited the US so many times. I've been to the US with the president, I've been to the US in my capacity as the governor of Nairobi. Yeah. I went there to represent all the mayors and governors of Africa in the food security conference. I was invited by the United Nations President, General Assembly's President. Yeah, so I'm wondering why this news now when I've declared to vie.
The High Court, I think on last Friday or last Wednesday,
yes,
upheld the impeachment.
Okay, it's not the High Court. I think they upheld the High Court upheld Waititu's impeachment, but my impeachment has been upheld by the Court of Appeal. I'm not losing hope. I'm going to fight on again. We have already filed a notice of appeal at the Supreme Court. We are going to appeal against the Court of Appeal's decision. And you know, if the defendants won the case, that is Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, they were cleared to vie. No Kenyan has gone to court to challenge this particular decision. Why should law change now because Sonko has declared that he wants to defend his seat? I was removed by the state, by the deep state, but not by the people. Let me go to the ballot. Let the great people of Nairobi reject me, and not cartels.
And after all this is said and done, are you still interested to go to the US? Are you still interested?
I'm not interested to go to the US. To do what? I went there when I was the governor. Even I have not applied to go to the US. I don't know why the issue. I've never applied to go to the US.
Never again.
Never again. I'll go to watch World Cup in Qatar or Dubai. Why should I go to why should I go to the US? I can go to China and do shopping there. Why should I go to the US? Let them deal with Russia and Putin. Let them leave me alone. The law is very clear that I have to exhaust all avenues of appeal. I want to give you a very good example. When I was impeached, the IBC cleared Governor Waititu, who was impeached in Kiambu, to be an independent candidate in Nairobi. Also, we saw the Sirisia MP, I think, Sirisia, I'm forgetting, Honorable Weluke. He was sentenced to around, I think, 100 years imprisonment. He was slapped with a fine of over 700 million. He never raised the fine. But what happened? He appealed against the sentence. He got bail pending his appeal. He's back to his task. He's the MP for Sirisia now. He's vying. Posters are all over. Waititu was impeached. He was cleared also to vie. And also I remember, I can give you, there was a case in 2012-2013 by Katiba Institute, Raila Odinga versus Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. They were trying to bar the president and his deputy from contesting. What happened? The matter was presided, was being heard by a 3-bench judge. Umetoa hizi porojo wapi? Petana nashangaa kwa sababu hizi porojo zinakuja masaa machache tu niliposema nataka kuwania wadhifa wangu wa ugavana Nairobi. Sababu mimi nasema ni deep state ndio imenitoa kwa uongozi, si wananchi. Kwa hivyo nikasema lazima nitarudi kwa debe, wananchi wanikatae ndio nijue mimi nimekataliwa. Bali nisikataliwe na watu wawili watatu ambao wamekaa kwa meza wakikunywa chai, ambao nimekataa kufanya mambo ile wao wanataka Nairobi, sasa wakuja waniharibie. Nasema serikali ya Amerika hizi habari sijui wamezitoa wapi, kwa sababu kuna magavana wengi ambao wameshtakiwa na kupeana kandarasi kwa familia zao. Watu wengi wa serikali wameshtakiwa na pole kwa gavana Obado na gavana Waititu kwa kutumia majina yenu, but napeana mfano duniani watu waone. Obado wamestakiwa na watoto wake kotini kwa kupeana kandarasi kwa watoto, na hizo ni allegations. Sisemi Obado wamefanya. Waititu wamestakiwa na bibi yake na mtoto nafikiri kwa kupeana kandarasi, na pia ni kuwekelewa, si ati amefanya. Kwa nini wanakuja na allegations za urongo kwangu? Sio afadhali wanakuja na allegations za ukweli. Makosa na ya first mahakamani ni kosa la money laundering, ambaye rafiki mmoja wawili waliniwekea milioni 1.2 kwa account, ambazo sisi tulikuwa tunafanya biashara tofauti ambaye si mambo ya tenda. Bibi yangu hajawahi pokea shilingi kutoka kwa account ya Nairobi. Mtoto wangu Saumu, Sandra, Salma hawajapokea pesa kutoka kwa serikali ya Nairobi. Article 40 sub Article 4 of the Kenyan Constitution. If you want to destroy or demolish, or if you want to acquire any property by way of compulsory acquisition, you have to compensate those particular squatters, because they're also Kenyans and they're protected by the Constitution of Kenya. You saw what I did in Pangani when we were doing our county urban renewal. We called all the tenants. We had a sitting with them in the county offices. We compensated each tenant a sum of Kenya shillings 600,000. We gave county trucks to relocate them to other places, and then we made them to be landlords. They're the first people to occupy the ground floor and the first floor. This is the Kenya we want. There is no way we can allow Kenyans to be evicted in their houses, to be displaced like dogs or animals or pigs. So I differed with the state because of these small petty issues. So I was told, just step aside. If you are scared, we are bringing an organization that is going to deal with those particular issues. I was not told that a military guy is going to take over those particular functions which are executed in State House. So all these things which are happening now, these are character assassinations, tactics, smear campaigns tactics, are what we call character assassination tactics, smear campaign. The law is very clear. For you to be barred from contesting any position, you must exhaust all the avenues of appeal. It is true I was illegally impeached because I differed with the state over some issues, demolitions and so many other issues, giving money to a military. I'm a principled politician, so I differed with the state over some issues. So that is what instigated my impeachment, and I've accepted. I've moved on with life. I've started a business. I'm supporting my family with that small business which I'm doing. So I'm wondering why all these fights just a day after I've declared that I'm going to defend my seat. Am I the only governor who is facing charges in court? There are even ministers who have been charged in court, PSS who have been charged in court. There are people who are being spared by the state. We have got so many files with the ESCC and DCI, the Ruaraka file, where ministers are supposed to be arrested. The COVID billionaires file, we lost billions while Kenyans were dying. Kenyans are languishing in poverty. Guys stealing COVID, masks from Jack Ma Foundation. What has happened to them? Why is law applied selectively in Kenya? And the US government is supporting this. This is impunity of the highest order. The US government is not supposed to statements, and I want to repeat myself. My wife has never even supplied a spoon to the county. She has not received even a coin from the county. So I'm wondering, where are you getting this news from? But I don't want to disclose so many things, but in the morning somebody called me and told me the DP is in the US. Ebu, see what is happening. Why is he there? And these things are happening. But I know these were just games to make me start issuing maybe some statements going to be vindicated because of this fake news being circulated. We are used to this. We call them character assassinations tactics. Will never be diverted by these fake stories. And I want to tell the US government, I'm a very small person compared to you, a whole superpower in the world. you should go for Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, just the same way you went for Osama bin Laden, Muammar Gaddafi, and the former Iraqi president Saddam Hussein. I'm a very small person. Before you accusing me of corruption, of drugs related case, you are the same people who cleared me to go and give a speech in the United Nations General Assembly. I remember I gave a speech representing the African mayors and governors in New York. I even visited the Interpol offices, FBI offices, to confirm whether the allegations you gave before that I was a drug dealer. Now you have come with very fake new allegations that I have been issuing tenders to my family. They are facts. They should verify the allegations. But I know where this is coming from. The U.S. ambassador in Nairobi, his offices are in Gigiri. His good neighbors are my friend. I don't want to mention names. You know who is vying in Nairobi County. There is one COVID billionaire who has swindled KEMSA. He has swindled Jack Ma items for COVID-19. So many Kenyans lost their lives because of this one aspirant who is vying in Nairobi City County. And I want to repeat myself. Why all these allegations are coming just a day after I've declared my position that I'm going to defend for my governorship seats in Nairobi City County. So I'll stand firm. I want my children, my wife to be strong. They are strong women, and I'm very sure they're going to be strong during this difficult moment. In charge in court, but not with any offense related to issuance or giving out of tenders by the Nairobi City County government when I was the governor. I was charged, or I'm facing charges of money laundering and not giving out tenders to any of my proxies or my family. I'll give a good example. There are some governors who are facing those charges alleged by the US government. I don't know whether it's good to mention names, but since those particular charges are before a court of law, I'll mention names. I know it will be wrong, they'll not feel good, those particular individuals I'm about to mention. For instance, a case like Migori County, where Governor Obada was arraigned in court. These are all allegations. I'm not trying to accuse my former colleagues in any way. But Obada was charged with those particular offenses the US government is alleging. The offense of giving tenders to proxies. We saw Obada was charged with, alongside with his relatives, I think sons and daughters. My friend in Kiambu, Governor Wachitu, was charged alongside with his wife, I think, and daughter. I've never been charged alongside my wife, Saumu, Sandra, Salma. So I'm wondering why the US government, or where are they getting this fake news from?
Elio Erbolabul Lempiunoto Orkiomale CCM ta county Ankara Gorabailo Kiomale CCM a chama shinani weterua por governor ila dukoya la county Bomet Isaac Ruto ni nyaga iterua piuti atwa ngoloni kutana atulu soite Orelo Kiomale CCM ni debai bongen kemati aton kaulele tiatwa Kenya county Ankara county Bomet nebo kule county nelaja na iyo kericho anani nya county Nakuru. Ibono kulomona ori mapilini na bayeki anana atulu soiteni to demonye obo lola keshako ngororo kale MCA te wodesia na tolole county Ankara robelo tena kile si wala sayaton ojidan karne siasa bila deni ajo ekengororo kale MCA te wodesia na tolole na telo kioma le CCM ori na mashine dia basenye olarikoni lilo kioma le CCM Isaac Ruto lomon kulo to beraka yo kola srani lang lomon Milton wala salawon.
ni chama inajali masikini, ni chama inajali wamama, ni chama inajali wasee, na yeye ndiye anapikania devolution kusema pesa sikuje mashinani. Hii area ni area ya wanyama, na mimi nataka kuhakikishia wanasiana, Mungu akinijalia nipate hiyo kiti, mtapata faida ya hao wanyama kulingana na Mungu venye amepatia nyinyi shamba zenyu. Upusi ya kunyanyasa nyinyi, wanapatia wengine pesa, anakataza wengine. Nikipata hiyo usukani, hiyo matabu sote itakoma.
Watu wa hapa Siana wako na haki kuwa na pesa pia. Kwa hivyo ugatuzi, sisi kama chama cha mashinani tutaendelea kusukuma mambo ya ugatuzi. Tuhakikishe kila mtu ameheshimiwa nchi hii. Mumesikia tena tumesema tarehe. Mnakubali hiyo? Mnaelewa hiyo? Tunasema mahali umemalizia shule, wewe uheshimiwe hapo. Serikali iwe na sera na mpango ya vijana kufanya kazi hata kama wamewacha shule standard 3. Wewe pia uko na haki. Wale vijana watoto wako shule waendelee mpaka university. Lakini mwenye aliwacha shule na hakufika huko, pia yeye anataka kula. Tena watoto wako unataka wasome. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo si lazima upate haki yako. Waacha serikali iwatunze hata kama we ni mama. Na we uko nyumbani. We uko na haki Kenya hii. Nani alisema wewe una haki? Katiba ya Kenya inasema katika article 53, kila mmoja wetu ako na haki kuwa na uwezo ya kufanya kazi na uajira. Na kama vile mumeona hapa Narok ni ngome ya demokrasia ya Kenya. Kila mtu aelewe. Tuko hapa kama vyama karibu 5 tumekaa hapa. Na sisi hatugombani. Kwa nini watu wengine wanagombana sababu ya mambo ya vyama? Sisi kama chama cha mashinani tunasema wewe uko huru. Wewe pika kura vile unataka.
Igereshitoi enolong orais lengope Zimbabwe Ojangarna Emerson Mnangagwa ore lekilikweni de yankaironi enkang enkitoria State House Nairobi yolotana Kanze Dena Mararo ilulimo Kanze Dena jore orais Mnangagwa na gereshire Miriam Mwenyezi Bento Monenye auxilia Mnangagwa aniye first lady engope Zimbabwe ore ultimo bwanga ma orais Mnangagwa de Bento Monenye na orais Uhuru Kenyatta Tinebento Monenye first lady Margaret Kenyatta ore Mnangagwa ne reshido yego para nambaikino eramarare tiato lo shole Kenya tongolo ngina rauni na tidukoya idebango laga ro shindumor balo zinilo ngalo lipokira edi minister yira shegi emba oseriani oloshon le board ne boso dolore tiato ngobe Zimbabwe yolo tiana Dakari ambassador Sharaf tinebosi ni minister yolo shole Kenya na shegi osogale kulikwapi na jangarna ambassador Rachel Omamo. Nikita ngoro kyolo monte Sidai TV kaji Samson Simpiri aka Newsman.